Ladies and gentlemen, your boys are back, and this time we are joined by a very special guest. You know him, you love him. Mega heavyweight champion Brycen Teller is on the Piledriver.
Hey
Let's go.
guys,
How's
how's
it
it
going,
going?
man? How are you today?
Look at that
Oh,
beautiful title.
very good. Oh yeah, I know. Still can't believe it sometimes, but no, I'm very, very good. I actually asked a girl out today and got denied,
Oh,
but she made me very confident in myself in doing so. So hey,
hey,
what are
her
you gonna
loss
do?
is another one's gain, brother. Her loss is
Exactly.
another one's gain.
As long as you found a positive out of all that,
Yeah.
that's the way to be.
Oh man, she was so cool. Honestly. Anyway, enough
Well,
about that.
no, you're fine. We got some stuff I want to talk to you about, and I guess first we've watched your career. We've watched you go from fighting spirit champion
Mm.
to mega heavyweight champion.
Man,
I've watched your fan base grow and grow and grow to every show I've been to. And I think it's probably one of my favorite things about coming out from an Illyria boy myself. When he
uh,
says from Illyria, Ohio, like
mm,
you're
Yeah.
not taking it like you're from Cleveland. And
right,
it's
no,
how
yeah.
does it feel to be the hometown hero now, I guess, so to speak?
It is very weird just because I mean that's where I was trained. So I mean that's your hometown where you're
Yeah,
trained
yeah,
from.
you are born and bred Illyria native,
Yeah.
holding it down, training, and Brandon is your trainer, correct?
Oh yeah.
Whole time, no
He-
other
he-
trainers, just Brandon. Oh, I mean now Tim, of course.
yeah, Tim as well, but Brandon for sure. And I almost don't even I don't want to brag about it, but I am part of the EC3 CYN
Okay,
stuff. But
Absolutely. That's amazing.
Brandon Xavier got me into this.
was
So
your main trainer? Yeah, your main
yeah,
trainer growing
yeah,
up. But now, yes, yeah, now you're going to your controlling your own narrative, as they say.
yeah,
And
Which
we did see you. We saw you last time at Exodus. I said I peeped you out. I said hey to you.
yeah,
And then we also saw you at NWA during the pre-show for Sit
yeah.
Samhain. You guys kicked
Oh my
ass during
God.
that show.
amazing
Hella,
showing.
hella proud of you guys for that. That was awesome.
Very lucky. Very lucky. Yes.
2023 has been an amazing year for you. I know damn well 2024 is going to be even better.
I'm hoping. Thank
All
you
right.
so much.
Speaking of 2024, you still have one more defense to go into it. And I mean, you knew we were going to talk about it. The
Mhm.
last match between you and Alex Daniels was on fire, had the gym going crazy, and then the time limit draw.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm.
How do you feel about that going into it, first of all? And secondly, the handshake afterwards was mainly the icing on the cake because Alex Daniels looked you dead in your eye.
Yeah.
No time limit until one man dies.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, just with the recent turn of events with Brandon Xavier, I hope he allows it. You know, I don't know how things are gonna go with him being the way he is.
Yeah, he tried
So,
kicking all of us out.
right, exactly. So, yeah, I'm sorry about all that. But yeah, no, it was intimidating. I know I was kind of like in a corner when he gave me that handshake, but it was just I have to admit I was pushed to my limits and I was I was vulnerable. And so I probably looked that way and I try not to do that very often. But
No, I mean, you guys have put on stellar matches. I've seen you put on at least every match I've seen you put on, you give your all. Most notable the last one for me, and I thought it was going to be him as your next challenger, not Alex Daniels, was when Derek Dillinger attacked you after Saturday Night Slam at Victory Park.
yeah,
But every match you've put on, man, you've just been getting better and better every time I've seen you. Alex Daniels is on the same path, though, and that scares me.
yeah, me too.
No, like yeah, I know you said you felt like kind of vulnerable. You probably looked that way. You honestly didn't. You held your own there. There that match had us going back and forth with all wow moments like on the edge of our seats. But when
Awesome.
he said there's going to be one man dies, did you take that personal?
Um, no, not yet. um,
Not yet.
uh, I think that was sort of where his head was at, especially after. you know, I mean, he could have beat me. I hate to admit it, but he absolutely could have. And so I
Yeah.
think just in the moment he said something like that, and uh, I don't know if he meant it, but hell, I'm going to assume he meant it.
I'm gonna assume he meant it too. He's been pretty personable, especially because he's never lost the title. And
Yeah,
we had talked to Brandon about that. And basically what had happened is Alex Daniels, just he never was pinned for the title that you're currently holding. So he feels it's rightfully his. He's
yeah,
coming back with a vengeance on you. But it has to feel good, like I said earlier, to have that, I guess, home field advantage,
yeah, it sure does. Yeah, but I don't know. Sometimes I just feel it helps for sure, but I don't know. Just especially with Alex right now, and just he's the toughest challenge I've ever faced. That's for sure. And I'm very much looking forward to December 9th, but
well, we will be in attendance. We will be in attendance December 9th. Night of Champions. The Ring of Respect is a big thing going down right now with Mega Championship Wrestling. Jeff Jevick, first inductee, and actually today was a second inductee. Sean Blaze was put out there today by Mega Championship Wrestling, so I'm really excited for that. One more time, that is Saturday, December 9th, Lorain County College Community Fieldhouse. Tickets are still on sale. I don't believe front row sold out yet, but my tickets are locked up, so we'll be there.
Right. Awesome.
Well, let's move on a little bit from that. Getting into wrestling, did you always know you wanted to be a wrestler, man? Was that always something that was on the table for you? Like,
no. It was, I mean, to get, a little personal here, I was in a band for a while, and that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to be Eddie Van Halen.
All right,
So,
hell yeah. I ain't mad at you for that.
Yeah. But just it's interesting how you kind of have these goals, and when you get in the band, that's harder than you think, because there's a lot. I mean, I guess it's not really. It's very similar to wrestling in a way, because
I was gonna say,
yeah, you got egos, you got different ideas, and yeah, so just a lot of that happened, and I just kind of got disillusioned by music. And my friend Nick, he got us a Mega Championship tryout in February of 2018, and we went, and obviously
it turned out well for you. It's going all right.
Yeah, and what's really kind of interesting is that he hurt his ankle playing blacktop basketball, so it wasn't even like wrestling related, and he stopped training. And I was like, okay, I'm not letting another person ruin what I want.
Dictate it for you. Yeah.
So
that's cool, man. That's awesome.
Took my own initiative, and here we go. There it is.
Hey, like I said, that's not the first piece of gold you've held either. So, so 2018 was your first wrestling experience. Now, before that, were you into wrestling like as a kid? Okay. All right. Yeah. I mean, you never know. You could have just been like, hey, my buddy was into wrestling and he was like, let's go wrestling. And I fell in love with it. So,
yeah, no, we became friends because of wrestling.
Oh, okay. All right.
My mom took me to Nitro shows when it was kind of, when they say it was falling apart. I didn't know that as a kid because, like 5.
Oh yeah, that was one of the biggest things ever when like Shane McMahon said he bought WCW. Like I'll never forget that, and I thought it was so real and so like.
I was actually at that Raw.
So was I.
Oh, rad! Oh
yeah.
Wow,
that's cool.
I was there too.
Yeah, so you guys shared that moment with each other. That's cool. You didn't even know it.
Yeah, no. I was probably like 8. When did that happen? 2001.
Yeah, I was probably like 13 or 14.
Wow, so yeah, I was probably like 8. Yeah,
that's cool. Crazy. Who were some of your influences? Like when you decided you wanted to be a wrestler, I want to be like a Rey Mysterio or Eddie Guerrero. Yeah,
you hit the head on the first one, Rey Mysterio, as a kid for sure, and especially even now because I'm not tall.
No, you're dynamite in a small package, boss.
That's right. Oh, thank you. But what actually I know it sounds ridiculous, but what actually made me want to get into wrestling was the match between. I'm gonna sound like a total not mark, but just like a I don't know, just like a.
That's okay. We like to mark out on this show. If you haven't, I mean, I'm sure you've listened to us. I mark out over everybody all the time. You already know Ashton's one of my favorites. That's my boy.
Yeah, no, he was one of my favorites. So hell yeah. But Okada versus Omega 2.
Ooh,
One where
okay.
went to a I swear, like I don't really like I don't like smoke or drink or anything like that. Not too much anyway. But like after that match, I was literally like buzzed because I was like, holy
Just
shit. Like,
adrenaline pumping.
I did not realize that, like, I don't know why it didn't register in my head that a match could go to a draw. Like, I don't know. I guess I didn't think
that match was an emotional journey from start to finish.
No, agree. Like, I mean, all Kenny Omega New Japan stuff was way better than anything he's ever done in the Americas. And I hate it because he was so good over there and they won't allow it over here.
Yeah, I guess
he's had some good matches in AEW, but
the Bryan Danielson and Kenny Omega match was
phenomenal.
Exactly what it needed to be. So
yeah.
That was another draw, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow. I guess I love draws, which is weird because that's what I just had.
I was gonna say, yeah, you just had one. So, but
60 minutes though, that's for sure.
I mean, that'd be I wouldn't put it past Brandon Xavier. Don't give him any ideas now. So,
actually, not now.
So, growing up, like you said, Rey Mysterio, you like the Lucha Libres, especially because you were on I was always a fan of Lucha Libres. Juventud Guerrero was one of my favorites growing up.
Juice.
And then I always liked La Parka just because he was fucking weird.
The dance.
Yeah. Yeah, no, another person I was into was Sting.
Okay.
For sure. Yeah.
Bleach blonde or Crow Sting?
Well, I was around for the Crow, and not even like
I always forget Bryson's way younger than us.
Yeah,
we're old. I'm showing my age now. Don't just let me go.
Like the Crow Sting that I got to see was like actually was conscious, mentally conscious for it. It was the WCW Spring Stampede, that Fatal 4-Way.
Yep.
With when DDP won.
Yep.
Then I don't know if it was a work or a shoot with the Hogan, his knee and all that stuff.
Yep.
Where DDP did the figure 4 on the post. Yeah, that was like the first time, even when I was a kid, I was like, oh. Oh my god, I think he's actually hurt.
Like one of your memorable matches that you should still look back on.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, because that was one of my next questions. I was gonna ask you if there was any matches either in your own career or professional wise that have stood out to you that like made a major impact. Like I assume all of your matches have infected you some way. Yeah, but like, is there one like against, I don't know, Chase Owens, Ashton, somebody that you were like, Tim, I'll use Tim because I remember when you and Tim fought over Jacket, and like that was
the storytelling
phenomenal match.
Tim has taught me so much, and I'm so glad he's going to be able to teach the new up and coming people the same thing he taught me, because that made me so much better, at least in terms of storytelling. That's all, honestly, all that matters to me anymore. Because I even like casual fans, I'm noticing all they really care about is the story. I mean,
if you can tell a good story, dude, that's what matters. And look, people still give me shit. Again, I'm 36 years old. People give me shit all the time because I'm a wrestling fan, and it's fake. And I'm like, don't you fucking dare. Don't you dare. I'm like, because it is not. I'm like, anything you ever watch on TV is scripted, dude. Anything. It's how you perceive it. And I'm like, and I love it. It's phenomenal to me. The storylines, a lot of things I say. When I was young, I didn't care about technical wrestling. I was a spot monkey. I wanted the big spots. I wanted the flips and all that crazy shit. Now, when you guys get to doing arm bars and like flipping around and kip ups to flip, reverses, that shit's golden.
Like like back then, I didn't appreciate the Dean Malenkos.
Yeah, and the Bret Harts and all that. I didn't care. Like I'm a Shawn Michaels fan, so Bret will never get love from me. But the technical wrestling ability, that the Daniel Bryans, that kind of wrestling, Chris Benoit, that kind of wrestling. I didn't appreciate it when I was younger, and now it's that I love that. Like, it's probably one of my favorites. I mean, the spots are still cool. Don't get me wrong. Somebody's does a moonsault off the top rope. That's still sweet, but
yeah, it's funny when you get older, you appreciate the wrestlers you hated as a kid. Like Chris Jericho, hated him as a kid. He was very nice to me when I was doing AEW extra stuff. He was very nice. And then Kurt Angle, I hated him as a kid, but he's like one of the best to ever do it. So,
with a broken freaking neck.
That's right.
Hardcore Holly is one that I hated. That was like actually like a really good wrestler.
Yeah,
he was stiff sometimes, but
yeah,
dude was badass.
Yeah, that was a good shout for sure.
All right, now my next question for you is: I know you've seen a lot of different. I'm gonna say bigger names because I don't like saying you guys aren't big names. Bigger names, the Chase Owens, the Gangrels have come through Mega Championship Wrestling. Has there been one that's been your like where you were like, oh shit, there's like there's him?
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure. Honestly, Gangrel was for sure one. Chase Owens was for sure one. When I did extra work for AEW and Impact, yeah, same sort of thing. Bubble Race is kind of walking there, and then
Yeah.
I didn't meet Sting, but he walked past me, and I tried to like give him a rock. But,
I would have done the same thing. I probably froze like.
That's well, that's kind of how I was gonna get into it until like one time when me and Dean went to AIW, there was a 216 and they had X-Pac was there, Sean Waltman. And I've met, the Gangrels and the Chase Owens and the Evilise and all these people that Brandon's had come to Mega. I've shook their hand, no problem. No problem. I see Sean Waltman and I felt like a 12-year-old girl. I was like, that's X-Pac. So, I mean, EC3, I'm at EC3, no problem. He was like, he saw I had the Piledriver hoodie on. He said, Piledriver podcast, what's that? I said, boom, here we are talking about y'all. Exactly. So like, it's just X-Pac's probably been the one that I didn't know what to say.
Right. Yeah. Honestly, EC3 was one for me, but since I kind of started training with a little bit, it got better, but it is still very weird to be sort of on a friendly basis.
He's big. Like he's big guy. Yeah. I've been a fan of his ever since he was in NXT as Derek Bateman. So like that's cool. I was stoked to meet him and shake his hand. So that was real cool too.
No, he's really cool.
I'm all about the Cleveland boys. I'm a real big hometown homer. That's anybody, I'm a Miz fan, Johnny Gargano. I want all Cleveland to succeed all the time.
Right. So I gotta ask, if you could give one piece of advice to your 18, from 2000, yourself in 2018 when you first got into this, what would that one piece of advice be?
That's a good question, dude.
That's a great question. Oh man, I would probably tell myself to not. I don't want to say discouraged because I never truly got discouraged. I guess I would just say, just stay confident. Don't let your insecurities take away from what you can do, because I still feel that way even right now, which isn't great, but that's the truth. I'm still. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I can relate 100%. I'm going through the same thing myself. So
you're always gonna be your biggest critic.
Exactly, and that's both healthy and unhealthy. But I just feel. I don't know. I would also tell myself to focus on the story. stuff more too. Because of course, when you first get in, you want to do all this cool stuff just to kind of,
Yeah.
I guess, stand out. But at some point, to really stand out, you gotta connect. And that's kind of where I'm hoping I'm at now. And I think I am. I hope I am.
Like I said, man, every show it seems like it's getting bigger and better. I see more Brycen Teller shirts in the crowd. I actually need one of those, so we'll talk about that at a later time.
Yeah, I need to make a new shirt. I am so sorry. I'm the worst merch.
That's all right. That's all right. We're not the best at merch either. It happens. But yeah.
Right.
At least you have some.
But we every time we come, I see more and more Brycen Teller shirts in the crowd. The fan base definitely has grown tenfold for you.
Great pop every time you come out.
Yeah. Well, it helps having a good amount of family and friends, and I don't know. I'm just
that's a solid support system. That's
And the fact that racing means you're doing something right.
Yeah, because I mean, unless your family's just having a bunch of babies and they're bringing them to the show, because again, there's other people cheering out here for you, bud.
Right. Yeah. Thank you.
No. All right. So before we let you go, I do want to ask you one thing. Is there anything you have to say to Alex Daniels before your match on December 9th? Alex, he listens. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Not at the moment. The only thing I can really say is if he wants no time limit, I absolutely accept. I just don't know
if it's in the cards with the boss man.
Right. I don't know what's going on.
No, that's fine. But you have accepted. If it's laid out, it's accepted. No time limit. Okay.
But I am going to make sure I'm actually ready this time. I thought I was. And then, I would say halfway through, I think after we tried to suplex each other over the ropes and then onto the aprons and all that stuff, after we did all that, I was like, oh my God.
We're ready.
I can't, it sucked, but
I mean, Alex is a machine. I will say that the man is a machine. I've seen him put on some great matches. So I'm wishing you the best. This is a match where I love you both. You know what I'm saying? I can't. Yay, wrestling. That's who wins in this match, unfortunately.
Yeah. The fans win for sure.
So
feel the show. I guarantee you this gonna be match of the night. So
thank you. Yeah. No, that's truly the hardest part about being Mega Champion is truly going last, because we have I hate to be biased, but I truly do feel like we have some amazing people on our show.
I agree.
And it's kind of hard to follow sometimes, I have to admit.
And I'll give you that. And some of them, I'll name drop them. I'll be biased. Some of them I've went to other companies that I've never heard of before just because they were booked there. And I was like, I know Butchie. Yeah. I know Ashton. I'm going to see them. They're good. I'm really excited for this. Okay, here, let me ask you this question before we let you go.
Please.
Other than your match at Night of Champions, what match are you looking forward to seeing?
Oh, man. That TLC is going to be rad.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's going to be a good one.
That is going to be a good one.
I think I'm more excited. I think I'm most excited for Butchie's match. He's got a fatal 4-way match against Tim and Chase Owens, and that's going to be phenomenal.
I am very, very happy for him. I know he's with the Mega Church. I'm still not exactly sure how they align, but
I don't know.
Silos is so damn charismatic. It's ridiculous.
Hey, that's the good one. That's the good friend of the pod, Pastor Silo.
That's right. No, yeah. Shout out to him. But yeah, Ashton versus Shogun's gonna be rad. They did a match on Turmoil for the Mega Championship, and that was awesome to see. No, Ashton's. I'm so glad he's out of Cash Inc. and he's kind of turned a new leaf.
I agree.
Always
as much as I love Cash Inc., I would rather much see him fly out there on his own and do his own thing.
Yeah, he never needed them. But
So, Dean, what about you, bud? Which one are you looking forward to the most? Brycen's got TLC. I'm going Butchie 4-way. And we don't know. There still could be matches announced. We don't know yet.
Exactly. Yeah. Yep.
Mine had to be the TLC too, but I'm excited to see Jeff Jevick get inducted.
Yeah, that's gonna be rad.
I'm really excited about that as well. The Ring of Respect is gonna be a sweet thing.
Yeah. It's always such a cool thing to do every year.
I don't know, man.
All right. Well, Brycen, we don't have anything else for you, man. I do want to thank you for joining us, taking some time out of your day. I appreciate the hell out of you, man. Make sure to check it out. Do you have any socials you want to shout out? Anything like that?
Yeah, I guess pretty much everything is at Brycen Teller on X, like or Twitter, whatever you call it now anymore.
Whatever. We know what it is.
At Brycen Teller and
okay. All right.
Give this man a follow. Hey, man. Congratulations on all your recent success. You're gonna be killing it. I know 2024 is just gonna take off just as
I truly hope, man.
Keep going, bro.
Thank you so much, guys, and thank you for what you guys do. Seriously,
because no problem, man.
You don't have to do all that. I mean, seriously.
Hey,
like it's fun to talk about the big stuff, but it's really, really, really cool that you talk about the little stuff too.
Well, and
fan, thanks for helping out the little guy.
Yeah. I'm a big Spider-Man fan. I saw your nerd shirt on with your Power Rangers on. I'm digging it.
Yeah. The Breakfast Club position too.
But yeah, so no, without you guys, we've said this multiple times, man. When we first started a Piledriver, it was about the big stuff. We talked about the big stuff, and it really was just when we first started going to shows, mostly mega shows and OCW out in Akron. We went to those and kind of started focusing our podcast more towards the indies. We both fall back in love with wrestling. Not only that, but again, like the friendships that I've made both professionally and personally through this podcast have been just awesome. It's
hear that from you and other wrestlers as well, and other fans, the people that listen, like they appreciate what we do, and we don't think it's a lot, but to hear that from you guys, it means the world to us. So
for sure. It is a lot. Like I don't know, like it just means a lot to us, and I know, like I don't know, I know it might be small to you guys, but like that's a big deal to at least be talked about. Like like I've been listening, like all year basically, and it's just so surreal to be talked about in such a regard. So
when you hear somebody just hyping up your name, it doesn't have to. I feel it. I totally get it. But
very,
hey, man,
very cool.
we love coming to the shows. We love watching you guys perform. You guys all kick ass. You all put on a good show. Whether there's 5 people in the gym or 500 people in the gym, you guys give it your all every freaking time. And that's what we love about you. It's the heart for us. So thank you for doing what you do, man.
Yeah.
No, thank you guys. Thank you so much.
Everybody, make sure you get your tickets. Get over to Mega Championship Wrestling on Facebook. Grab your tickets to December 9th, Night of Champions, 25th anniversary. What a 25 years for Mega Championship Wrestling. That's a feat in itself. Front row's still available. Last I checked, I could be wrong, but general admission is still available. We will be hanging out. There will be plenty of superstars around to say hey to and hang out with and take pictures, etc. We will see you all on December 9th at the Fieldhouse.
Brycen, thanks again for coming out, brother.
Thank you guys so much.
Later.
Appreciate you. Later.